forget and welcome back, Mark Newstetter. You are muted.
Unmute.
There we go.
Okay, I'm unmuted.
Yes.
Unmuted. You're gonna, but you may regret it. I don't know.
I doubt
We'll
it.
find out. So yeah, I'm gonna start off with a medley of unfinished songs. I call this my inanimate medley because for some reason I've been lately writing about being an inanimate object. For some reason, I'm not sure why. So this is a work in progress. I'm just a picture on the wall. I'm just some flowers in the hall. I'm just a number that you can't recall. You just come and go now, but sometimes I wish you'd slow down. I'm just a picture on the wall, that's all. That's part one. Part two. All we are is just another layer in the cake. Some of us are crust, some of us are filling. Some of us do what we must, ready, able, and willing. Some of us are frosting, some are sugar flakes, some are good at slicing, and some of us just take. But all we are is just another layer in the cake. Okay. Debut of that song, those songs. I'm not sure where they're going to go. Thank you, thank you,
Oh,
thank
great.
you.
Loved
Okay,
it.
so, huh?
Loved it.
Oh, thank you. Oh, wow, that's so good. Good to hear. So I'm so nervous. So I'm gonna do a song now that I haven't ever really performed in front of people. I recorded it. I have it online as a recording, but I've never actually done it live because it only has one chord in it, and it's kind of a. This is sort of a. I wrote this song actually. This is a change of pace from that previous very fluffy song that I just did. This is not fluffy. Not like a layer cake exactly, but I wrote this during the big invasion of Iraq. When that was happening, it just seemed like, okay, here we go again, and that moment keeps happening and happening and happening. It's like, okay, here we go again, here we go again. So, it brought to mind this expression, this phrase, which at the time I believed was attributed to Einstein, and I found out later he never said it. But I think you know where this is going. Possibly, we'll find out. Okay, so One definition of madness is doing the same thing over and over, forever and ever, expecting a different result. Some people turn madness into a religion upon which they base all their decisions, and they never believe that their religion is a cult. You can worship the dead, you can worship the living, you can spend your life taking, you can spend your life giving, but nothing will change until the madness ends. One definition of madness is doing the same thing over and over, forever and ever, expecting a different result. One definition of madness is doing the same thing over and over, forever and ever, expecting a different result. Thousands of years of war and peace and war and peace and war and peace and war. Haven't we all had enough? You can say your prayers and wave your flags, believe that you're going to the promised land, but you ain't gonna get there until the madness ends. One definition of madness is doing the same thing over and over, forever and ever, expecting a different result. One definition of madness is doing the same thing over and over, forever and ever, expecting a different result. It's been follow the leader on the patriotic trail, follow the icon of the alpha male. It's been Father knows best since Adam and Eve, and that's the only story we're allowed to believe. But I can't forget the words going round in my head. It's just a little thing that my sister said, what it's gonna take to make the madness end. One definition of madness is doing the same thing over and over, forever and ever, expecting a different result. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Well. Yeah. That's that song. It just had to be written, and I just one chord, because it's just the same thing over and over.
Oh, yeah.
And it just feels like that's where we're at in this world these days, with the same thing over and over. Let's see. I got a couple more songs though, and in my years of writing songs, I kind of sometimes I will write songs about something that it seems it needs to be written about, and other times I'll just get self-indulgent and write about what's going on in my life, And this next song is a song I wrote kind of walking down the street after work. And I was working at, I don't know if people are familiar with Rainbow Grocery. I was working at Rainbow Grocery in the produce department there for about 18 years. And that was my day job. And it was a great place to work because, there's a lot of artists and musicians there also. And, we're all kind of trying to make it in our various different, careers. And one of my goals in life had been to become like in music, perhaps maybe an arranger and a producer. And there I was arranging produce. So I kind of came pretty close at that moment. So I was feeling a little bit like, okay, a little out of sorts one day. And on my way home, I kind of wrote this song, just actually walking home. Most of it I wrote on my feet walking home. So let's see, how does it go? You say you want to be famous, well, I just don't know. You might want to be the star of your own TV show. You got a pretty face, but it takes a whole lot more. You might not believe me, but I've been there before. Look at me. I'm a perfect example. Look at me. Perfect example of what you don't want to be. Well, I was young once. I thought the world was mine. Got it into my head that I was next in line. I was full of myself, just like you. But I wasn't ready for what they put me through. Look at me. I'm a perfect example. Look at me. I'm a perfect example of what you don't want to be. Now I'm stocking groceries, hauling trash, waiting tables, out of cash. Can't pay the doctor, can't pay the rent. Wake up one morning, wonder where all those years went. Look at me. I'm a perfect example. Look at me. I'm a perfect example of what you don't want to be. Now that I've told my story, don't you get me wrong, I don't want to rain on your glory while you're still young and strong. But I've seen the best come, and I've seen the best go. Where they are right now, the devil only knows. Look at me. I'm a perfect example. Look at me. I'm a perfect example of what you don't want to be. I'm a perfect example of what you don't want to be. Thank you. Do I have time for one more, or am I gone?
Oh, definitely do one more.
One more? Okay. All right. So I'm going to dig way back in my past, and this song I wrote actually in Greenwich Village in 1977. I was playing gigs there, and I'm going through stuff that I don't even remember, actually, probably. Anyway, here it goes. Wouldn't you know it? Soon as you grow, people want to tell you things that you don't want to know. And you travel oh so far, you don't know where you are. You don't want to run no more. Goodbye, Atlantis. Beneath the sea, dreams are for dreaming. They are not for real. And wouldn't you know it, soon as you think you're free, people wanna show you things that you don't wanna see. And you know it hurts to say goodbye, but if you never try, I forgot the words. And you know, da 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 da, da 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 da. Oh, screw it! I can't remember the words now. I just was working on this song earlier today. Wait a minute. No, I'm going to use up too much time, right?
Yeah, you got time for another one.
Okay. All right. Let me. Wow. Okay. All right. I got to do a different song. That's so weird. How did that happen? Okay. One more song then. Okay. So I'll do another song from that same period. This one I never forget the words to this one. So I've done this one here before. I feel the morning coming, feel that tingle in my head. It's just one more cup of coffee to keep me up till I go home to bed. It doesn't really matter just what I do or say. I can play the fool if I want to. No one's watching anyway. I can play the fool if I want to. No one's watching anyway. When I get home, I close the door, lay my clothes out on the floor, pull my blankets to my shoulder, and I know that I'm just one day older, and it doesn't really matter if I go on another day. I can play the fool if I want to. No one's watching anyway. I can play the fool if I want to. No one's watching anyway. And it's a fine, fine line. It's a fine, fine line between good and bad, between wrong and right. And I'm not gonna gamble this life of mine on no dollar sign, on no rainbow sign. Some may live for money, some may live for love, for that taste of milk and honey, or for the snow white dove. And it doesn't matter to them the price they have to pay. They can play the fool if they want to. I'm not watching anyway. They can play the fools if they want to. I'm not watching anyway. Well, I don't have much money. That's one thing I know for sure. But don't ask me to talk about love. I don't think I know what love is anymore. It change my ways. I can play the fool if I want to. No one's watching anyway. And it's a fine, fine line. It's a fine, fine line between good and bad, between wrong and right. And I'm not going to gamble this life of mine on no dollar sign, on no rainbow sign. When I'm getting older, my life is at an end and my body's getting colder, and my back's too stiff to bend. Then it won't really matter if I threw it all away. I can play the fool if I want to. No one's watching anyway. I can play the fool if I want to. No one's watching anyway. That's it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, John.
Great set.